Howdy, tubers and footers. Welcome to my channel, Iron Dogger. I'm Jackie. Thanks for coming. I do whatever I can, when I'm able. So I really appreciate having you here joining me. We're going to make some fond memories together. That's the plan. So let's do this. Today, I'm going to be going over the 2023 Iron Dog race website and how to navigate that. We're going to go through how to just navigate the website overall, what to look for during race week, and what to look for afterwards. And so we're just going to do a quick overall view of how to get through the website. It is pretty self-explanatory mainly, but there are a few little tricks to navigating the website. So let's do this together. Bear with me. It's been a while since I've done any of this stuff, so hopefully we won't get too screwed up. Hey, Texas Jack, welcome. Good to see you. So I'm going to share my screen here, and hopefully we can do this. Okay. So I'm not sure. There we go. You guys are seeing into the depths, zooming into the world. Okay, so let's just go up here. So the website is, oh, I've already got it in there, of course. So let's just go there. All right, so once it first opens up, you're going to be introduced. There is a lottery that is available. Since I've been to the website a few times, it's probably not going to pop up for me. So right here, there should be, when you first open it up, there'll be a splash screen of the current lottery that's taking place. And there are tons of prizes. There's a truck, there's a snow machine, a Polaris, there's a trailer, there's airplane tickets. There's all sorts of really great things in there to win this year. Like it says, over $100,000 in prizes this year. So that's pretty awesome. So if we go to that raffle area, that's this is a good way for the Iron Dog to make a lot of their money as well, and to help support their communities and all of the corporations that donate to the Iron Dog. So it's great all around. So right here, we're talking about, so this is bigger than ever. The 2023 raffle is bigger than ever, 100,000 in prizes. So you can get purchase tickets for two for $100. Most of the tickets, they are $60 each. You can get a package, and you can get, the more tickets you buy, you get a better deal. So they will hold the drawing after the race on February 25th, 2023, and you do not need to be present to win, which is great. So you'll just collect your prizes at the Iron Dog office. And if you're out of the state or whatever, I'm sure you can contact them and figure out something. Kelly will be able to help you out at Iron Dog. She's really, really good to deal with. So over here, we start with the first top prize is the 2022 Ram Bighorn truck, and that's from Anchorage Chrysler Dodge. They've donated that. The 2023 Royal Cargo 16-foot enclosed trailer, and this is by Big Bubba's Trailers. That's a nice trailer there. Then you have a 2022 Polaris 850 Chaos. It's a 165-inch track with 2 3/4 inch paddle, which is nice. QD2. That's the third prize, and that was sponsored by Hatcher's Pass Polaris. And then you have Alaska Airlines has donated 4 round-trip tickets on Alaska Airlines. That's really nice. So you can win that. That looks like their 4th place. And then for the 5th place, you've got this High Bike Xduro Downhill Pro e-bike. That's really nice. And that's sponsored by Alaska e-bike. And then Climb has given you a $1,500 Climb gift certificate, and they make some incredible outdoor gear. I am telling you. The snow machine racing, you get snow and all that stuff gets pounded into your gear, and most of the gear cannot take that abuse. But Climb has figured out a way to make some endurable gear that is breathable in very extreme sports conditions and in extreme temperatures. So check them out. Good gear. And then you've got Alpine Creek Lodge has offered 5 nights lodging and meals for 2. So those are absolutely fantastic prizes for their raffle this year. So if you want to get in on that, definitely want to check that out. So let's go back to the Iron Dog page. So that is the raffle area there. You buy your tickets online you can call them. There's all sorts of ways to get tickets. So then we've got next on in our little lineup here, we've got our race center. So the standings and the GPS tracking, this will come into play during the race. So all of the sleds have GPS trackers mounted on every single sled. And in here, it will welcome you to the racing app, and it's an actual race tracking app. So it's a completely different way to navigate a system. So you kind of need to get familiar with how that works. But you use the navigation buttons at the top screen to see the race stats, such as the checkpoints, racer bios, GPS tracking. You can click on the little hamburger menu in the upper left corner to select a race. Don't use your browser back button to navigate this website right now. So that will only get frustrating if you try and hit back and go back and try and use it that way. It will lock it up and it kind of gets all funky on you. So that's something to keep in mind. So you need to use the actual system that's there. In here right now, there's these were last year's course standings. So when it comes time for race time, this will look completely different. So in there, you'll have your leaderboard, and that will have all the leaders. And up in this area, you're going to have, more information. But right now, because this is last year's information, it's going to look a lot different. But this will show you the leaderboard and what their, the team number, their course time, and all of the information during the race. So as you look at these standings, remember, keep in mind this was for last year's race. So Ackelstad and Olstad came in first. Their course time was 53 hours, 27 minutes, 21 seconds. They had the course that they took was total of 2,475 miles total. Sometimes when people get off trail and have to backtrack and do all this stuff, they'll have more miles. So that's interesting to look at as well. Then they'll have over here, you have your team number, and then you'll have your check where they last checked in at. So whichever checkpoint they were last into. And then on this section, it'll show you how many layover hours they have used. All of this stuff comes into play during the race. So it gets really confusing during the race. I will try and do my best to help everybody navigate this, but it does get a little tricky during the race. So you'll have all the teams. So that was like the leaderboard section. We're going into the teams here. Team number 2 is Leah Bauer and Jacob Dahl, and they are another rookie team. They did come last year. Leah, poor thing, her sled burnt to the ground. So it was a horrible, devastating situation. But this year she's running number 13, which to me is a great number to run. There's a lot of fun history behind that, getting the number 13, because it's not a number you can pick. It has to be given to you. So, and it's usually given to the team that's endured the worst tragedies or mishaps or whatever on the trail from the previous race. So when they come back the next year, they get the opportunity to run number 13. So it's kind of an honorary number to run too. So it's really cool. So Leah and Jacob will be running that. But again, this right here that you're looking at is from last year's Pro Class teams. So it will, all of this is going to look different during the race. So as in the moment it kicks off, all of this is going to start changing in this section of the Iron Dog page. And then, it'll go on here to the checkpoints is the other tab. So this is really not loaded up right now because the race isn't going, but as you see, it'll pull up an Alaska map and it'll give you all the little checkpoints along the way. And so they've added this Kotzebue loop into the race. And so now it's added a whole bunch more terrain and all sorts of things to endure. Water crossing galore. So it's one hell of a race, I'm telling you. And then you'll get down here and all of the checkpoints here, they'll be listed in order. So some of these checkpoints, so they'll start in Wasilla, they go to, Big Lake. Now Wasilla to Big Lake is kind of like a ceremonial start, which is really cool. It's a lot of fun for the families. They have a lot of events there. It's really cool to be a part of. So if you can make it to the start and the finish, they always have a lot of fun for the family there. And then you'll go into the next checkpoint, Squentin North, Shell Lake North. The reason why they have North listed is because sometimes the way that the race is designed, they will either run it back, forth to Fairbanks and back. So they switch up the trail all the time, which keeps it really interesting for the racers. So sometimes there'll be a northbound and a southbound in the same checkpoint. So Ruby, Galena, those are normally where you're going to see your north and south. Nome in and out. Now, Nome is your finish line for the expedition class. And that class, it was, they changed the name. It was the trail class. It's now the expedition class. They head out before the Iron Dog teams get in or start. But most of your pro class teams make it to Nome before the trail class teams make it to Nome. So that's how fast these racers go. So Nome out, then you'll have White Mountain South. So as you see going in, you had some of these checkpoints north and south. So you'll see them show out. Buckland out, south, south. So Caltag south, Galena south. And the reason why they have that again is because they're going north and south back on those same checkpoints. So some of these checkpoints they'll hit twice. So as you see, they'll come through and run all the way back through to Wasilla was this trail for last year's. So it does change. So that was how you're going to navigate during the race. This will be the section that you will come to and follow your racers. So it's going to be a lot of fun, but keep in mind, you're not going to want to use your back button to navigate this section of it. So that's, it's kind of frustrating. Right here is your refresh for that screen. This is your friend during race season, that you were going to hit that refresh till your fingers are going to go numb doing it, because that's what you're constantly going to be checking on racers. Once you get into it, it's going to be so thrilling, and it's so fun and exciting to watch these racers make their way across Alaska's terrain in some of the worst conditions, during the coldest month. So it's pretty exciting. It's a really fantastic race. So we're just going to go back here because we're not navigating that anymore. So once you're done navigating that, you can use your back button. Okay, so we'll go back to the race center. Now again, race center is during the race week. This is where you're going to use a lot of this information. Right now, we've got the race info. So let's take a look at the 2023 Iron Dog race. So this has been updated for this race. And I'm just going to go ahead and read this. I know a lot of you can read, but the world's longest, toughest snowmobile race is scheduled to begin with the expedition class starting on Big Lake on February 15th, 2023, which is Wednesday. Start time at 11 a.m., finishing in Nome on or about February 20th, 2023. Followed by a pro class, you like that? Followed by a pro class start on Big Lake, February 17th, 2023, Friday. Start time 10 a.m., finishing on Big Lake, February 25th, 2023, Saturday. So sometimes they finish in Fairbanks, sometimes they start in Fairbanks. So like I said, they switch up the race trail often. Over here, this is this year's Iron Dog inductees for the Hall of Fame. Missy and I had been considered, but we still have not been inducted into the Hall of Fame. There are so many racers, vets, board members, sponsors, things like that, that they only induct a few each year. So there's a long list to get on there. And this year's inductees, longtime volunteers Dave and Penny McKibben, have been a part of the Iron Dog family since 2009, when Penny joined the board of directors to help with finances, and Dave followed soon after as race volunteer. For nearly 25 years, the SBS Supply Checkpoint in Poor Man relied on volunteers like Steve Matilla. Steve, I cannot say enough awesome things about Steve. He was the checker when Missy and I came through. Eric Johnson, another great guy, first became involved with the Iron Dog race in 1997 after signing up for the trophy class race, similar to today's expedition class, but with a small prize for the top teams reaching Nome. His partner was son champion Tyson Johnson. So it's all in the family there. And he runs a plane. He owns a lodge. Great family. Awesome family. All of this year's inductees are former board members and volunteers. Find the full story on how each person has contributed here. The Iron Dog Hall of Fame banquet will take place with the awards ceremony following the finish of the 2023 race at approximately, and this is all due to the race finish and stuff, that's why things are approximate, 7:30 p.m. to 10 p.m. at the Curtis D. Menard Memorial Sports Center in Wasilla, Alaska. If you want tickets and stuff, you can contact Iron Dog, go online. If there's something you would like to do to sponsor, please get a hold of Iron Dog. This is a great inductee here. I love seeing this. So this is awesome. They are all awesome, great people. So yeah, this is great. So here's Steve. Again, he was at the Poor Man checkpoint when Missy and I came through. Eric Johnson. He's just an overall great Alaskan guy. If you ever get the chance to talk to him, do. And then Penny and Dave McKibben. They've done a lot for the Iron Dog, that's for sure. So this is a great induction for the Hall of Fame. That's exciting. Someday. So again, and then we've got the Iron Dog 2023 purse reaches record level. So let's look at that. This is exciting. Look at that trophy. Look at that Iron Dog trophy. Oh! So I don't know if I should read all of this out loud. This will take us forever if I actually go through reading all of this. But the executive race director, Mike Vassar, is an excellent resource for finding out, what's going on. If there's other YouTube channels that want to talk to some of these officials and the teams and stuff, you can get a hold of Mike and Kelly there at Iron Dog, and they'll help you out as well. I can do what I can. So this kind of goes through some of your normal average questions and just some overall things about the Iron Dog. So I'll go through some of it with you guys. How many racers and riders will we see in 2023? And how does this roster compare to the years past? In the pro class, we currently have 25 teams with a strong mix of return champions. We are very excited that almost 25% of our racers are from rural Alaska. There is a solid amount of rookie teams in this year's field, which we hope bodes well for the future of our race and the sport. This pro class number is down about 10%. We would like to field close to 35 teams each year. On the other hand, the expedition class continues to grow. This year, we will field close to 52 riders, which is up about 14% over last year. To my knowledge, this will be the largest combined field of teams and riders on the course of all Iron Dog events. So that's really exciting. Look at that. There's your markers for the trail, tubers and footers. You've had more volunteers stepping forward this year to help with race logistics and prep. Can you tell us more about that? That is a big thing. The Iron Dog runs on volunteers. So if you can do anything to volunteer for the race, I'm going to show you where to go to sign up for that. And all help is greatly appreciated. We're getting a large amount of support this year from the military for sure. We have anywhere from 25 to 150 Air Force personnel who prepared 5,000 stakes this course, lathed by wrapping them in reflective tape and stamping them with the Iron Dog logo. Look, there you go. Look at that. That's awesome. So they're being bundled into packages of 50 and shipped out to the checkpoint communities as they get closer to the race. And then they'll have people who will go out. These volunteers will go out and help mark the trail, which is it's quite a journey and it's quite a job. So it's a big deal for setup, tear down, all of that takes place for the race. So that's great that Alaska Air National Guard has also committed 10 to 15 volunteers to do much of the work with that as well. So that's an excellent sponsorship there. What can you tell us about this year's route? Any changes from last year? We hear that the recent winds blew down many trees. So I'm just going to give you, there you go. You want to know what the Iron Doggers trail looks like? There it is, tubers and footers. It is not a groomed trail. Let me reinforce that. It is not a groomed trail. You are in Alaska's backcountry during the worst temperatures, during the worst times, and this is what you're going to endure. This is what you're going to look forward to face on the trail. These little snatch alders is what we call them. They'll get up into your track and screw you up royally. So I'm telling you, this is not fun. See, you're having to stuff it up in there. Yeah. It's quite an exercise. So this is Iron Dog Team 7 help clear down trees blocking the Iron Dog race course. So there you go. And these volunteers make the race. I'm telling you, couldn't do it without them. So the race is identical to last year's route, except we go up around the Red Dog Kotzebue Loop before the halfway banquet. And we are also starting and finishing in Big Lake. As for the course, the issue we got from the recent storms is that in the Shell Lake Squentina Puntilla area, the amount of beetle kill trees that have deteriorated and fallen there is huge. Further along the trail, summer forest fires burned up a lot of that beetle kill, so it's not as bad. And up on the coast, some of the locals along there have said there's a lot of driftwood and debris there that wasn't there before the typhoon storm that hit the West Coast recently. I don't know if that's going to impede them or not. Until we get out and start staking the trail, we won't know. So, a lot of the trail conditions, that's why the racers meetings are very important, because they go over all of these conditions and what to look out for during the race. It's very important. Iron Dog Helmet Safety Program has been providing free helmets to children living in communities all along the race course. The program is widely popular. What can kids and parents expect to see this year? So they've got this whole Iron Pup race. They've got all of these programs to get kids using proper gear and using safety measures while on the snow machine. The Helmet Safety Program has enormous sponsor support this year, making it possible for us to deliver 450 helmets to youth across rural Alaska. That's fantastic. That's almost 200 more than last year. Along with providing helmets, our ambassador team will be hosting safety seminars and impromptu conversations along the trail. Mike Buck from Alaska Safe Riders is one of this year's ambassador riders and an expert in safety. The program continues to grow, and plans are being discussed to extend the program to more areas in Alaska outside of rural checkpoints locations. That's fantastic. So that's going to be a big help for getting kids wearing helmets out in those rural areas, because, they don't have all the stores and access to things that we do. So getting them the gear they need is important. Iron Dog certainly couldn't exist without the generous support of its sponsors. What more can you tell us about the way these businesses, organizations, and individuals step up? This is important. This is how Iron Dog operates. It is completely off of volunteer and sponsorship donations. So they are greatly appreciated, and it is a fantastic organization and community to be a part of. So the enthusiasm for the Iron Dog race is possibly the best I have ever seen it. We are fortunate to have the support we do from sponsors. Prior to taking the ED role, that's executive director role, that I was involved as a sponsor for almost 15 years, so I really understand their side. We're working hard to ensure they gain exposure by supporting us. That takes planning and communication, something that myself, the board, and racers have really embraced as roles this year, and it is making our event better already. Sponsors are excited. The Iron Dog reach on social media, our website, and other media avenues has absolutely gone through the roof. In August, we had a Facebook post that was shared over 2,000 times and had a reach of 1.1 million. In 2021, we had only one Facebook post that reached near 40,000, but in 2022, we had 10 posts that reached between 70,000 and 208,000. A couple of the sponsors to be recognized are Donlin Gold, who is back on board as a large supporter. Thank you, Donlin. Their commitment to traditions like our race is really fantastic. LubeTech is back this year, providing all the oil for racers across the entire course. Awesome. MTA, Red Dog, Tech, Climb, SBS, HPAC, Alaska Airlines, Coca-Cola Bottling of Alaska, Valley Imaging Center, the City of Nome, and Northern Air Cargo are all back as major supporters. And just to name a few new to the Iron Dog family are Linden, Tote, Cruise Construction, Big Bubba's Trailers, and Anchorage Chrysler Dodge. There you go. So there's your sponsors for Iron Dog this year. That is awesome. They are the ones that help bring this race together, help everybody do what they can at the checkpoints, and give the racers something to race for. So it's really great. The annual Iron Dog raffle gives all race supporters something fun in which to participate and also support the race. How is this year's raffle shaping up this far? The Iron Dog raffle for 2023 is the largest ever for prizes. And again, the support has been just amazing. Literally, when I called Anchorage Chrysler Dodge with the hope they might someday donate a truck, they said yes, loudly. This year, we don't want to wait or miss out. With over 100,000 in prizes, the grand prize is a Dodge Bighorn pickup. We have an enclosed trailer, a Polaris snow machine, 10,000 cash, plus 4 round-trip tickets with Alaska Airlines, climb gear, a downhill pro e-bike, and a 5-night stay at Alpine Creek Lodge. We recently shot footage for the raffle commercial to begin airing soon, so keep a lookout. And finally, the news everyone wants to hear. What is the 2023 race purse for the pro racers going to be? And what does all this mean for Iron Dog Inc.? Da, 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 da. We figure if we're the longest, toughest snowmobile race in the world, should we have the richest purse? The planned purse for 2023 is $200,000, which makes it the richest snowmobile race in the world currently. Woohoo! Iron Dog! That doesn't consider our contingency prizes, which as of today is $54,900, excluding manufacturer first place prize bonuses. That's up over 24 grand from 2022 and not 100% final yet. For Iron Dog, this will be the largest purse to date for the pro class teams. Oh, how exciting! And Missy and I are adding to that mix as well. So that's going to be awesome. Iron Dog, anything else you would like to add? Iron Dog is in a good place today thanks to our sponsors, volunteers, fans, and the talents demonstrated by our riders and racers. Iron Dog is an iconic event for the state of Alaska and shows where the future of winter recreation is heading. We are honored to help build that Alaska tradition. There you go. So that's so exciting for the race. So exciting. So that is our purse for the year. Let's look at the course map. Da, 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 da. Bam, bam. So over here, you have your checkpoints, northbound, southbound, with the total mileage of 2,503 miles. Look at that. Woohoo! That's over 500 miles since Missy and I did it. They've added. And that is due to this loop right here. This is your Kotzebue loop. So that's going to make this race absolutely exciting. So as you see, they're going to start here in Anchorage and then go to Big Lake. So Anchorage to Big Lake is the ceremony kind of start. And then they head out. The actual flag drop is from Big Lake. The only section of the trail that is groomed is the race chute. From there on, you're on your own. So they take off and they'll head them out in timed sections, to give the teams time to get out. So everything in this race, it down to the second matters. Milliseconds matter in this race. I'm telling you, it gets hairy coming into checkpoints a lot of times. So they'll leave Big Lake, get to Squentna, and then Shell Lake, Puntilla, Roan, Nikolai, McGrath, Ophir, Poor Man, Ruby, Galena, Caltag, Unalakleet, and right here is Norton Sound, Shaktoolik, Koyuk, White Mountain, Nome. Then they're going to go from, let's see, let me read this right. I should read it this way, but I'll go through this real quick. And then they're going to go up to Buckland. Okay, so we're going northbound. Here's your little racers going north. Buckland up to Kotzebue, Norvik, Kiana, Selwick. They're coming back down to Buckland, Kotzebue. And I think they're heading, Are they going from, let me look this way. So let's go northbound. Start to Squentna, 80 miles. Squentna to Shell Lake, 17 miles. But that is not an easy 17 miles. I'm telling you, this is rough train. Shell Lake to Puntilla, 51. Puntilla to Roan, 65 miles. Roan to Nikolai, 74 miles. Nikolai to McGrath, 52 miles. McGrath to Ophir, 42 miles. Ophir to Poorman, 93 miles. Poorman to Ruby, 61 miles. Ruby to Galena, 52 miles. Galena to Caltag, 86. Caltag to Unalakleet, 85. Unalakleet to Shaktoolik, 41. Shaktoolik to Koyuk, 62. Koyuk to Buckland, 87. Buckland to Kotzebue, 95. Kotzebue to Norvik, 65. Norvik to Kiana, 21. Kiana to Selwick, 38. Selwick to Buckland, 68. Buckland to Koyuk, 87. Koyuk to Elim, 44. Elim to White Mountain, 46. White Mountain back to Nome, 70. So northbound is 1,482 miles. Woo! And now, so then they'll have their banquet and have all their, the finish line for the expedition class. And then after all of that, they get their nice long layover. I think they get the first pro class team gets 40 hours, and then they, falls from there. So then they go Nome to White Mountain, 70. White Mountain to Elim, 46. Elim to Koyuk, 44. Koyuk to Shaktoolik, 62. Shaktoolik to Unalakleet, 41. Unalakleet to Caltag, 85. Caltag to Galena, 86. Galena to Ruby, 52. Ruby to Poorman, 61. Poorman to Ophir, 93. Ophir to McGrath, 42. McGrath to Nikolai, 52. Nikolai to Roan, 74. Roan to Puntilla, 65. Puntilla to Shell Lake, 51. Shell Lake to Squentna, 17. Squentna to the finish is 80 miles. So southbound total is 1,021 miles for a total mileage. Again, 2,503 miles total. So whoop, up. They're going up, doing the loopity-doop, coming back, and then going down. So that is going to be quite exciting. Very exciting. So there's your trail for this year. Here's your race guide. Now, some of these I think I'm going to break apart. I think I'm going to do the race guide. We'll go through this tomorrow. But this right here is its own little guide. You can get it available at different places in Alaska, but you can call Iron Dog and get some sent to you as well. So, and we'll just skip past that and go straight to the racer bios. So right here is our 2023 Pro Class Racers. Now this will be in what we're going through tomorrow. So I'm just going to skim right through this really quickly just to show you. I'm just going to show you this first page here actually. And as you see, it's got the teams by their team number and their team names here. They've got their sponsors up here. You can see who's sponsoring each of the teams. They'll have their own list. Each of the teams will give their little bio here about each team member and a little bit about themselves. So Ryan is a great racer. I am looking forward to having him on. Clewine family, excellent family. They are love the Clewines. So this is going to be a lot of fun. So I'll show you guys in a minute. So we will go through this tomorrow and more as we go through the race. Latest news, and this will have a bunch of the different news during the race as the event goes on after the race. So this is somewhere you guys can keep coming and checking up on things. So there's a lot of fun little stories in here that you'll find. I'm not going to go through and read all of this stuff, but like before the race, you see here in September, they posted the early bird entry teams. And so that's awesome. And they've got some stories about Iron Dog helmets, that they give out, things like that, raffle winners, all sorts of cool stuff. The live streams are listed here as well. So this is where you're going to go to check out some of these live streams. I do hope once the studio is done, which it's almost done, we're going to put up a green screen, and I'm going to have a lot of these streaming behind me while we're doing this. So that's going to be a lot of fun. And like I said, it just goes through a lot of these different information. This is going to be fun for you to go through and look into. Wrench Day in Nome. I am telling you, this is when I am hooked to the camera. Oh, I love it. So there is so much fun coming up. So much fun. So that's the latest news. Here's your schedule of events. If you're looking for what's coming up, what's coming, what's next, here's your schedule. So just at a glance, you're going to have the Pro Race Tech Inspection is February 14th. We will be watching this. I will be double streaming it. And that way we'll be talking about what they're looking at, what they're looking for, the different things. I have been a race marshal. I've been in the race, so I've been a volunteer. So I've done all these different positions. So there's a lot I can offer. Hopefully, a lot has changed. So I'm going to be learning a lot of these things along with you guys. So it's going to be fun. The expedition class start February 15th. These are your dates right here to keep in mind. So this month here it is, tubers and footers. Here it is. This is where I'm going to be hooked to my pooter watching. So the expedition class, February 15th, pro class start, February 17th. Gnome and Wrench Day, February 20th to the 22nd. And the pro class finish is February 25th. So again, here's our sponsors, Donlin Gold, Linden. Thank you very much. So as you go through, they'll give you more information. You'll click on the live streams if they have the live streams available for those events. They have the times listed, different websites you could go through for more information, different Facebook pages. Be sure to join the Iron Dog Facebook page. That is a must. You will be able to see the teams, watch the people from the village. There's so much good stuff that comes from that Facebook team group. So it's great. Be sure to join that. Again, this is just going to cover all of your dates and times. Again, thank you, NAC and Alaska Airlines, for sponsoring the Iron Dog. Lube Tech, cannot thank you guys enough. So the sponsors make it happen. That again, Race Center is the area you're probably going to go to the most. Here's your watch. And this is where all of your live streams will be available. If you just want to go and know you're watching live streams, this is where you're going to go for click and boom, boom, boom. All of these will be available here. So some of the teams themselves will have their own live streams on there. Hopefully, we'll be able to have our live stream landed on there too. Tubers and footers, won't that be fun? Here's your field and roster right here. So let's go through this. So 2023 Pro Class roster entries. This field for this year includes 25 teams, 5 past champions. Go for the Iron Dog champions. 3 women are racing this year. Woohoo! In the pro class. There's more in the expedition. 1 all women's team. That's so awesome. Ashley Wood is coming back, and this I think is going to be her 3rd attempt. 2 father and son teams. Those are always awesome to watch. Teams on Polaris, Skidoo, and Arctic Cat. So those are the brands that are in here. It doesn't look like there's any Yamaha racers this year. There are 2 racers from Canada and riders from across Alaska, including 3 checkpoints, Norvik, Kotzebue, and Nome. Woo! It's awesome watching the racers from these other villages, from the Alaska Villages race. I'm telling you, this race has it all. If you're looking for excitement, stories, adventure, heartbreak, love, all of it has it all. It's great. So right here is your pro class field. We're going to go through more of this as we go on. You can download your roster and go through it and start picking out your teams. The 2023 field is bigger than ever, including 51 participants with riders from Alaska, Idaho, Illinois, Indiana, Minnesota, Nevada, New Hampshire, Utah, and Wisconsin. This year's field shows that the Iron Dog tradition is being passed down, with families in field including Team 84, 73, and 63, including a father and son. Team 57, including father and daughter, plus a father and son. Team 80, including a father, son, and 3 uncles. The 2023 expedition class will depart on the 15th. And here you've got your expedition field roster. So we're going to go through that as well tomorrow. Exciting stuff. So that will get you through the race center. Now going on to information and media. I'm going to let you guys read a lot of this stuff as you go, give you something to look at. But in here, you're going to see some of the overview and history of the race. And this is pretty awesome because a lot has happened during the race. And so as you can see here, they cover a lot of different events and things going on, which is very cool. So this right here is the different routes and the years. So this is interesting to look at, and the mileage, So when Missy and I did it, which would have been in this section, was the Wasilla Nome to Fairbanks, and it was 1,971 miles. 2005, they added the ceremonial start, which bumped that up to 2,000 exactly. They wanted that exact mileage. See, it was hit and miss back. It was exactly because it used to be the Iron Dog 2000. And so when it first started in 1984, it went to Wasilla to Nome, and they did the actual Iditarod Trail, and it was kind of the thing for that start. It was a bet, and that is a great story. Hopefully I'll get Jim Wilkie on, and he'll be able to tell you guys that story himself. It is fascinating. And then, as you look at the changes, Big Lake to Nome to Fairbanks, North Pole added in there, some of these different areas added in here, the Anchorage, Deshka Landing, that was an interesting year for that. I don't think they've ever done that before or since. Yeah, that was a weird year for terrain. So it took some crazy planning, and sometimes that happens with the Iron Dog, the weather, that's what this whole race is dependent on, is that weather. These racers will do anything to get across the state of Alaska. So because they want them to get there safely, they have to rein them in a bit and give them rules to abide by. So there you go. Latest news. We went through some of that. Iron Dog board. This is important. This is your board members. Doug Dixon is the president. He also owns Fine Line Interiors in Alaska. Fantastic guy. He's been a part of the Iron Dog forever. He's a great guy. Keith is the VP. Roger is our treasurer. Jake Goodell, secretary. Stan James is the director. And over here, that's your executive board members here. And then your board team here is John. And as it shows you where they're from in Alaska, Anchorage, North Pole, Palmer, Cindy's from Squentna, Stacy's from Nome. So get to know your board members, and you're going to see them in the chats and on the Facebook pages and stuff. So they're really great to talk to and bend their ear for things if you're interested. A lot of them have been either racers or support racers or something to that event. So they have some part. Here's our Iron Dog champions of the past. This is fun. So if you like history, this is a fun place. This will be a good place for you to navigate. Right here is your list of total badasses. I'm telling you, to be an Iron Dog champion, it takes not only the ability to race in the worst weather, under the worst terrain, in the worst conditions, you have to be a mechanic. I mean, the things that these guys endure and put themselves through, they are the most elite of elite athletes. And when you get onto their Facebook pages and watch their workout routines and watch their training, you'll understand. These Iron Dog champions are not to be messed with. They are something to be, they are awesome. So last year's champs, we have Tyler Ackelstad and Nick Olstad. Woohoo! On Skidoo for Team CC all the way. And I'm got Team CC has got this win locked down the past 3 years. So good on them. 2021, Brad George, great guy. Robert Shackle, excellent. These two, they didn't even know they won. So when you go back and watch the video of last year's finish, you need to watch that because they didn't, when they came in, they didn't realize they even won. I think Barb, beautiful Barb, was the one to tell them that they won. So it's pretty awesome watching that whole thing play out. 2020, again, return champs Tyler Ackelstad and Nick Olstad on Skidoo for Team CC. Excellent team. Those guys are fun. Really good team to watch. Mike Morgan, Chris Olds in 2019. I'm not going to go through all of these. You guys can read it all, but these are some excellent history here. And you'll get through and see some of the different changes in the where they finished, you know, in the different times. And right here, John Feo, Scott Davis. Hopefully we'll get these guys on. I really am looking forward to talking to them. It'd be great to get Dan Zapay on. He was one of my sponsors. It'll be excellent to talk to some of these people. I can't wait. I hope they're as excited as I am. So, here's your past results in here. I think back, so this is where you've got all of the, let me go back a minute. Sorry, I'm just going to take you back here. Just because. So also over here, page contents, list of winners, history, winning brands, archive of results. I believe they have something recognizing Missy and I in here. Yep, right here. One all women's team, Jackie Page, that was my maiden name, and Missy McClurg, 2001, have finished the Iron Dog. So that is also Jana Peven Peterson, 2012, and Danielle Levine in 2019 are the only. That's not true. There's more than those two that have finished the Iron Dog Pro class, women. So that is incorrect. But there you go. There you go, Davers and Footers. Little claim to fame. So in here, this is a big bragging rights for these manufacturers, So Polaris has the most wins still to date. Arctic Cat has 11, Skidoo has 7, and Yamaha has 3. So even though Skidoo has the current victory run, Arctic Cat has won 4 races in a row, so they still have one more to go to smoke Arctic Cat's little title. But there you go. So that'll be fun for you guys to look over. Gave you a quick thing of past results. If you want to look at the past years and the split times of these teams, that's always interesting once you understand how that works. It'll be very confusing if you try and go through it now, but I will be here to help you through it. And once you join the Facebook page, there's tons of people in there. Harriet, who was a past director for the Iron Dog, is major in on that Facebook group, and she tells writes a bunch of the stories, and it's really wonderful to see how much she's progressed over the years. So in here, you're going to go your Hall of Fame. Da, da, da. Someday, Missy and I will be there, I hope. The hard part about that is, yes, Missy and I are still the first and only women's team to have finished the Iron Dog, but we've finished the Iron Dog. We didn't win it. We didn't get on the podium. So there's men that finish that race every year, so it's kind of one of those iffy things. And like I said, there's a long list of people that need to be on that Hall of Fame. I think before we do, but don't say that to my mom. She'll argue. So here's your 2023 inductees: Dave and Penny McGibbon, Eric Johnson, and Steve Matilla. Eric Johnson's I'm shocked he hasn't been on the Hall of Fame yet. That's what's always shocking to me, is when I see some of these people that come up, I'm like, they're not. Oh, right, because they only do a few each year. Last year, Mark McKenna, excellent champion, funny guy. Jim Wilkie, I hope to get him on. Great guy. He was also a sponsor for Missy and I, so he's an excellent guy to talk to. He is the reason we have an Iron Dog. He started the whole thing way back when with Yamaha, so it's a great story. Hopefully he will be the one to tell you. If not, I'll go ahead and tell it. In 2020, so Carol and Roger Huntington, major players for the Iron Dog, major players. Dusty Van Meter, another champion, excellent racer. Cynthia, great volunteer, big board member, I believe. So there's a lot. Go through here and check out all of these past honors. And it's right here, Joyce Logan. Love this woman. Love this woman. You're going to see her a lot in the Facebook stuff. She ran the Squentna Roadhouse when Missy and I were training, and also when I did the K400 and stuff and was training and just doing a lot of running out to Squentna. I would make these runs out to Squentna even before work and get her cinnamon rolls. They were to die for. So that was my thing. I'd haul ass out to Squentna, get my cinnamon roll, haul ass back home, shower, go to work, and be ready for work on time in the morning. It was quite an intense training, but I did it. Here's some commonly asked questions. I'm not going to go through all of this, but has an all-women's team ever finished the race? Yes. In February 2001, the first women's team finished the pro class race, finishing 15th in 60 hours and 23 minutes. Jackie Page and Missy McClurg are, in fact, the only all-female team to have successfully finished this race to date. Woo, 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 woo. Yeah, I'm telling you, I will go through our training. Hopefully when we have Missy on, we're going to go through all that. So it's a lot. It's an excellent thing to look over and learn about the history of the race. So check it out. Here are the sponsors. Again, big part of the Iron Dog. This is where you will go. If you want to be a part of sponsoring the Iron Dog, here is your place. So you'll come to this section and you can just call. They are a 501c3 organization. So your donation will be for an Alaskan nonprofit. So keep that in mind. That's another big bonus for any large corporate donations. So there's a donate button right here where you can donate as an individual, even or as a business, and you can specify how you want to donate under. If you want to be recognized, if you want to remain anonymous, those are all options. So you'll just click that donate button there and follow along the prompts, and you'll be able to be a part of the Iron Dog sponsorship. If you want to be a major partnership sponsor level, go ahead and contact the Iron Dog directly, or you could fill this out and they will submit this form, and they will be sure to contact you rather quickly. They will be on top of things, I'm sure. So this is where you're going to go for your Iron Dog sponsorship to help the race out, and it's a great thing to be a part of. That's something you will always be a part of. So there you go, tubers and footers. Open the wallets and let them roll. I'm kidding. This is a race I love. So that's the sponsors. So that's where you will go under information and media sponsors. That's how you go to donate to the Iron Dog and become a sponsor. Your contacts. If you need to contact the Iron Dog for different reasons, media. If there are other YouTube channels out there that want to talk to the Iron Dog or Iron Doggers, this is where you will go, and you can get your media badge and go to the events and be a part of the event. So again, it's a great thing to be a part of. And plus they also have a gaming permit. So if there's things that you can donate and be a part of their lotteries, they would love it. And their raffles, which we are going to next. Here's the raffle. Ba, 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 ba. So we kind of went through this already. Well, we didn't kind of, we did go through it. So as you look at all the options for the raffle, yep, there we go. We're getting it loaded. And here's your rules. So you've got to be 18. That's your caveat. You got to be 18 or older. So you have to have tickets this year. You can't use last year's tickets. That should be obvious, but you never know. And they're only selling 10,000 tickets. That's it. So there you go. You can get them online, in person, or over the phone. Iron Dog headquarters. You can call them from 10 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. 907 563 4414. Again, Iron Dog's phone number is 907 563 4414. You can tell them Jackie sent you. And you can go to Iron Dog headquarters. They are located at 7100 Old Seward Highway, Suite C in Anchorage. And their normal business hours are 10 to 5:30. So you can also get your tickets at these retailers: Hatcher's Pass, Polaris, and Wasilla, coming soon. And then Team CC. Get them from Team CC. There you go, tubers and footers. Get your tickets from Team CC. Beautiful Barbara will love it. So let's go back one more to here. And that was our raffle. So the 2024 Expedition Class Lottery, they have their own lottery for the Expedition Class. Here's a good picture of the field for the Expedition Class. You can have teams of more than 2. So you can run with your whole family if you wanted. It's a great way. And you get to do sleep every night in a nice, comfortable bed. Beautiful things can happen on the Expedition Class. It's great. So we'll look over that. There are, more than 40 racers are registered. Okay. So $1,500 in that one. There's a $44 online debit card processing fee included for the $1,500 deposit. So that right there is to register to be in the Expedition Class. That's a lottery thing to be selected for that. So if you're thinking you want to do this, that might be a good place to start. Good place to start. Okay, so then the racer resources. This is where, if you're interested in running the race, this is where you would go. Of course, it is closed for this year, but this is where you would go to get all your entry forms and find out about everything. We will be going through all of the rules. That will be coming up. So right there. Review the official 2023 race rules. This is important. This is going to be a whole thing to explore. So that's going to be a nice long thing all on its own. We may have to break it up. So you also have right here, you'll see they have to have first aid kits that are approved by the Iron Dog. All of these lasers, signal lasers, all of these things that your helmet has to be this mandatory orange. It's that high vis color, and over 75% of the area. Missy and I it was the only year they didn't have that requirement, so our helmets were white. um, and so then it goes through here. The race always follows the ISR rules. So you'll get that snowmobile owner's manual, and those always are mandatory. So you follow the local rules and all of that. But we will go through what these racers, what the rules are that they can play by. So it'll be fun. It's always interesting. So we went through the schedule of events, the pro class information. This gives you an idea of what the pro class is about, what the course is going to be, their checklist. We're going to go through all of these on separate times, or this thing would be forever long. But that'll be a fun page. Expedition class. This is where you're going to find the information for the expedition class. If you want to try and register for the lottery, there you go. And here is more, all of this information. So Kelly at irondog.org, she's one of the good contacts for helping you figure out your logistics. If you're thinking of coming up to watch the race or be a part of the event, she can help point you in the right way. And Trapper Creek Lodge, that's Johnson's Trapper Creek Lodge. So that's an excellent place to go stay if you're looking for a nice vacation or getaway. Go check them out. So we will go through the race checklist, the tech inspection, all of these things as it gets closer to tech inspection time coming up very soon. So that'll be fun to go through. The rookie workshop. This is a mandatory event for all rookies. Woody's is one of my sponsors, still is. They supply carbides and all of the traction needs for studs and carbides for your snow machine. So excellent sponsor. And they also help sponsor the event itself. So this event I was part of holding the rookies, one of the teachers class game, whatever, for the event. So I've done that as well. That was a lot of fun. Lodging. If you are looking to come and watch the race, be a part of the race, do any volunteering, here is some areas you could stay. Now, keep in mind, some of these places are remote. So, see, no accommodations. No accommodations. These places are remote, Alaska. They are off the trail. You can't drive to these places. So keep that in mind. You're taking a small plane out to a lot of them if you're flying out to them. We're taking a boat in the summer, different ways of travel to these areas, but mainly small plane. So keep that in mind if that is something you're thinking of. And then merch. Let's go to their merch place. So, like I said, I'm never going to have merch. If you want any merch, go to Iron Dog and buy some merch from Iron Dog. So, these are new. There's their new hats. They always try and switch up their different hats that they offer and things. So, this is an old school logo. The race used to be called the Gold Rush Classic. So there's lots of cool stuff in here that you can get. I have tons of these stickers. I put them wherever I can. Cooler, bags, hoodies, hats, all sorts of good stuff. We'll just take a quick little peek here. Maybe if it'll let me or not. But here, maybe here is where we want to go. There you go. Look at that. So you can get some gift cards, some different stickers, different hats. They always have excellent gear. Their gear is really nice. Oh, that's an interesting logo cup. So they, like I said, they switch it up every year. So that's always fun to check out. We'll go back to this and then get involved. Now we went into how to become a sponsor. We'll just take a quick look at that again. Here's how to become a sponsor. You can come here. You can donate here. Here's your donate page. Same page. Come on. And volunteer. If you would like to volunteer, if you want to help with their webpage, if you want to help fielding calls during the race. I mean, there are tons of ways that they need sponsors or volunteers during the race. If you're local, there's a lot more ways they can use you during the race. So please contact Iron Dog. They'd love to hear from you. Being a part of the race it's very fulfilling. It's very fun. And they do have the Volunteer Hall of Fame. So, they'll put your name in here and you get to get your little claim to fame. So volunteer for the Iron Dog as if you can. The race runs on volunteers and sponsors. So again, it is a big part of the race. So there you go, tubers and footers. I hope you enjoyed that little venture. Let me see if I can stop sharing that. Okay, there we go. Howdy, tubers and footers. So hopefully that was a fun little journey through the Iron Dog page. I missed a lot of your comments, so I'm going to scroll back through them real quick and see who said what and who's here and what's happening. Hey, Jody, good to see you. Bruce Beaver, good to see you. Mopar Bill, nice. Uncle Bones, nice. Gary Spike Sr., hope you're all doing good today. Good to see you. Let's see. Yes, I am in my element. I love the Iron Dog. I cannot shut up about it. Danny, what's up? Deanna Staten. Let's see. Flyby Stu, good to see you. Good to see you. Katie's going to come over, so we're going to get my hair did tonight. So that'll be interesting. So I might have a new do come tomorrow. You never know. Did I miss any questions? Oh, thank you. Thank you. You guys are awesome. Jody, I can't go to some of those distance in a warm truck without a potty break, right? Yeah, imagine that. So, yeah, there's a lot of places where the gear that Missy and I had at the time, you had to literally strip all of it off to to go. And I'm telling you, when it's like 40 and colder below and windy, that's not a real fun experience. It's really not. It's character building experience. It is that. Ed, good to see ya. Tex, good to see ya. Howdy. Yeah, Tex, if you're interested in talking to some of the racers and stuff, I would definitely love to pass them on your way. Right here is my contacts, so I'm excited. Just got the list from Iron Dog, so I'm excited. No jacuzzi today. No, I've been staying out of it. I had kind of a little weird event in it, and I don't know. I stayed in it way too long, so just kind of staying out of it for a little bit. Good to see you guys. Amy, hey there. Good to see everybody. Thanks for joining. I hope you enjoyed the I hope I didn't miss any questions there, but if I did, be sure to put them down there and we'll get to them as I keep going. So I want to thank you all for being a part of this. I'm working on my intros and my outros, and I'm all trying to get professional at this. We'll see how that goes, right? I don't know. Like I was working on one where I was saying, go outside, get outside. What's the worst that could happen? You might see a footy man or get eaten by a bear. Either way, it's a great story, right? So I got to work on that. But that's one of them. So again, I just wanted to thank you all for being here and making memories with me, because that's what it's all about, of making memories. So that's what we're here for. So again, I appreciate each one of you, and thank you so much for being a part of this and this new venture I'm taking. So I look forward to seeing where this goes. I also am thinking about doing a rotating co-host kind of thing to have different people pop in. So if you're interested in doing that while I'm yammering on about the Iron Dog, let me know. I think it'll be fun. So I think it'll be a lot of fun. It'll be interesting. Either way, just throw some stuff in the mix. Why not? I like being spontaneous. All right, tubers and footers, again, thank you so much for joining. I really appreciate each one of you. Thanks for making memories with me, and we'll see you soon. Iron Dogger out. Talk to you soon. Take care.